Welcome to the Disney Club, or if you've been here before, welcome back. Here we watch one or more Disney films every single week, trying to get through every single Disney film that there is. It's going to take forever, but we're going to give it our best shot. Would you like to come and tell us what we are watching today?
Tonight is Lady and the Tramp,
Lady
one of
and
my
the Tramp.
favorites.
Oh, it's such a good one. It's
Yeah.
such a good love story. I love dogs.
Yes.
And that's all I really care about. So to celebrate Lady and the Tramp, what are we going to be making today?
We're going to be making spaghetti, of course.
Spaghetti
with
meatballs.
meatballs.
Yeah, you have to. What else? What did you think we were going to make?
Right. But there's
Come
a few
on.
extra things.
There are a few extra things. What else?
Your favorite, spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti squash. All kinds of spaghetti. Normal spaghetti, we got it. Spaghetti squash, we got it. We're on top of it.
Yep. And then, of course, we've got salad and garlic bread.
There's a
and
few
then the dessert you
sides.
kind of thought of.
The dessert I could think of off the top of my head while we were in the store was we're going to make some chocolate bark in representation of the beaver who helps out Lady and the Tramp get out of the harness. Spoiler alert. And we're going to munch on that ourselves.
Yeah.
So let us get started. Actually, not with the dessert right away. Can you believe it?
No.
We're actually going to start with the spaghetti squash because that might take a bit of time. So let's go do that. Cutting into the spaghetti squash. It is a struggle, but you're doing so good.
Thank you. Hopefully you won't catch me cutting my finger.
You keep them out of the way. And scoop out the bits. Get all the seeds out. And then we'll put it on the tray. Now we're gonna drizzle some olive oil on this, put some salt and pepper on here, put it in the oven at 400 or 200, depending on where you are. And we're gonna leave it there for 40 to 45 minutes. Putting the gourd in the oven. See you later. Bye. Getting the meatballs out on the baking sheet. We decided not to make our own meatballs today. That just kind of felt like a lot.
Yeah.
We said, well, we got spaghetti squash, so that's a cool thing we're making.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna make these from scratch. We'll let the store do that for us.
Yeah.
We've got some milk chocolate here, some dark chocolate over there, and we're doing the correct way to melt chocolate. Not in the microwave, in a glass bowl with a pot with water. That is the correct way to melt things, apparently. So we have to put on the chocolate once it is melted and poured in the pans. We have some walnuts to make it look a little bit like bark. And we also have these chocolate marshmallow Oreos. Just because we clearly didn't have enough chocolate marshmallow from the last video. I'm honestly really curious. Do you want to try one?
Yes. Oh, it's chocolate in the middle.
It's like, it says it's
Oh, I can
chocolate
taste
marshmallow flavor cream.
some.
I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. But I'm hungry too.
What you doing?
I'm chopping up the Oreos. Well, I'm breaking up the Oreos, not really chopping.
Are you letting out your anger?
Yes. 2020.
Are the meatballs done?
Nope, we're flipping them over.
Yeah, flip them over. This one's trying to run away. The next Disney film that's coming for you is going to be about this meatball right here. It's going to give it emotions and you're going to get attached to it.
Yes.
Modern problems require modern solutions. Back in the oven they go. Bye guys.
And goes the garlic bread.
Yeah. Do you just put it in like completely like that? That's terrifying.
That's a foil bag.
Oh, well, okay, bye, I guess. Have our chocolate pretty much melted. And we're gonna try not to get water in here. We're gonna pour it in this pan. Ooh, look at that. I might need assistance.
Oh, it's a little lumpy. Oops.
But that's what bark looks like, so
True.
it's fine. I mean, in the end, it's all chocolate. It's not like it's not cooked or something.
It's very true.
It's gonna be fine. I'm not upset. Got the Oreos that were smushed up. And we're gonna sprinkle them on top. They look amazing. And of course, some walnuts, some good old brain food. And if you're getting ready for like exams at any point, this is how you study. Right
Some
here.
dark chocolate and some walnuts.
Yeah, and Oreos, just because.
Just because.
Oreos.
That's
Yes. We got our bark ready there. Now we'll put them in the fridge.
Yum.
We'll come back to you later. We're gonna get this spaghetti in the pot. Got spaghetti squash out of the oven. So now I got my forks, and what makes this spaghetti squash is when you go at it with a fork, it kind of looks like spaghetti. Look at that!
It does.
It's kind of like shredding like meat, but a lot easier.
Yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
that looks perfectly done, too.
Yay!
Awesome.
We did a good job. Ooh la la. Look at that. Meatballs. Yeah. And now, with that, our meal is complete. We got everything here. We even got the bread. Shall we try some of this out?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I'm all plated up. We're gonna have some of the spaghetti squash and try and see
I
how
haven't
it
had
did.
it in so long.
Me
I don't even
either.
remember what it tastes
Years.
like. Mm-hmm. Well done.
To both of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good. Like, don't let it scare you. It's a good time. It's really not difficult to make.
It's really good.
Try it out. I recommend. We will come back when our dessert is done in the fridge.
Yes.
We have our chocolate out from the fridge. It's a solid piece. It's like a discus. So we're just going to try to break off some pieces. Cheers.
Cheers.
I mean, it's chocolate. Where can you go wrong? You know?
Well, actually, the milk and the dark blended well together.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think those dark chocolate ones are almost too dark. But
They're
I'm not
like
a milk
70
chocolate,
something percent.
and I'm not a milk chocolate fan, so that's like the perfect.
Perfect blend.
Yep.
Good with the Oreo. And the walnut gives it a little bit of like salty crunch.
Mm-hmm.
That helps out.
That's weird. The Oreo almost, you know, when you get that chocolate with the little Rice Krispie treats in it,
Mm-hmm.
it almost has that same sort of
Like texture.
texture. Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, we're gonna nibble on this, and when we finish the film, we will tell you what we think of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mother,
Yes.
what did you think of the film?
Well, Lady and the Tramp's one of my favorites.
It's so
I mean,
good.
it's dogs. It's Christmas.
You can't go
You
wrong.
can't go wrong.
You can't go
It's even
wrong.
one of my favorite kind of dogs. So,
Yes, King Charles Spaniel.
yeah.
I mean,
So-
they don't clarify
Well, I
what
think
kind
they
it
say
is.
Cocker in the movie, but yeah, it's a type of
Spaniel.
so cute.
So cute.
Little like tragedy averted at the end.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Thank goodness no dog actually dies. Because if a dog did die, it would be a cursed film, and I would not like it.
Lots of little things about it, like that's what we were talking about, how they creatively avoid showing too much of the humans' faces. Just how the Jim Darling and the Jim Deer and
And darling.
Darling and just
And the fact that that's their names,
Yeah.
even when like other adults are addressing them, they are addressed as Jim Deere and Darling, which I love.
Yep.
It's great.
And how you see so many angles of just their feet and legs and just from that dog's point of view. A lot of I thought, considering how long ago that was, very creative.
The baby's obviously very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I think something that's really underrated in this film are the songs. Everyone's like, oh, we know Bella Notte. And I'm like, what about La La Lu? What about, like, What is a Baby? What about, not the Siamese song. We don't talk about that.
I don't like
But, no, not that one. Not the racist song. That doesn't even sound good. But all the other songs are actually really good. Like, La La Lu is such a good lullaby. It just feels good.
I think it's an interesting thought too, like about how a couple could have a dog and then, we know a few people that have had dogs like a baby and then how their life changes when they have an actual baby. But it showed that their heart for their dog never actually changed.
Yeah, and I understand it's meant to leak over into our own experiences. Like, I'm an older child. I'm the oldest child in my family, and so I can understand the idea of, like, there's a baby in the house, and now I don't get as much attention, and now things are different. Everything had structure, and I had my place, and I had my purpose, and now that's completely different. And then the tramp being like, oh, that's just the beginning. It's gonna get worse. It is also the idea of feeling rejected, and because of that, you're willing to get validation from anywhere. And so she finds the tramp and shows her this whole new world, which she doesn't really seem to enjoy too much, to be honest. Like, hey, good food, but like chasing chickens and stuff. Like, he even admits, like, you won, but then she tries out a few other things. She's like, I don't really like this. Is this fun? Is this what fun is for you? And then she gets taken to jail to pound the pound, and she's like, that sucked, and you suck.
And I think too, like how the tramp was just, I mean, we're totally deeply analyzing Lady the Tramp, but how the tramp was trying to justify and rationalize that he was miserable. He really didn't like his life outside of a family. And I think that's the point of the film, is the importance of family. And that he was trying to prove to her that he liked it, but deep down inside he never did. And I think that's obvious. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. And you can see that Jim Deere and Darling really wanted Lady to be a part of the life with the baby, and all the trouble came when the babysitter came. It really wasn't to do with them. It's like, once the baby came, there's a beautiful moment during the La Lu song where they pick up the dog and they pull back the blanket to show her and what the baby looks like and what a baby is. And you can see they really want Lady to be a part of the family. And so I guess it's in a way a reminder that there are people in your life who may try to tell you that your family is trying to turn against you, when in reality they don't know. Now, if you are actually in danger and someone's trying to tell you you're in danger, then that makes sense. But it can be the sense of when there's something new in your family, like a new baby or something like that, and someone tries to tell you that's not the life to live. And like you said, he was miserable, and they're just trying to convince you that, hey, my way of life is better, as they try to really convince themselves that can be dangerous. And I'm not one to say family is always right, because there are people who are flawed. Humans are flawed. And because of that, you have to test everything by truth rather than just by relation. At the same time, I think it's important the advice you take, it's not led by emotion, it's led by truth.
And how interesting that they made this for children to watch.
Yeah, there's
You know
so
what I
many
mean?
good morals
Yeah.
that you should have as an adult. Thank you so much for joining us in this fun day in the Disney Club. The next video that comes out, I will be back in Scotland. I won't be here anymore, which is sad. So I'm glad that I can be here now, and I'll be like editing it and putting it up, and I'll remember being here. If you would like to join us in the Disney Club, you can. There is a link to the Facebook group below, or you can just keep coming here and we'll tell you what the film for the next week is going to be. And I can tell you the film for next week is Davy Crockett and the River Pirates from 1956. We just did a Davy Crockett film last week. We're doing another one. There are 2 optional films. The first is The Greatest Outlaw. I have no idea what that is. It's from 1955. We'll find out. And the second is The Great Locomotive Chase from 1956. So if you want, you can watch those and join us. You can participate, and you can choose if you want to show us what you do in the Facebook group, or you can just see what I do. Whatever I just come up with this brain of mine. Thanks so much for joining, and we hope you have a very magical day. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.